Hello fellow gamers, welcome back to the channel. This is our second in the 5 series openings for Arkham Horror the card game. The Investigator starter decks. This is Nathaniel Cho, the Guardian. And he's a young whippersnapper boxer. Yes, he is. What we got back here? Ready to play Guardian starter deck along with 26 upgrades for campaign play. Nathaniel Cho, the boxer. Use your boxing gloves and powerful event cards to take out enemies one by one. These cards can also be used to augment and customize existing decks. Get it straight. All right. Let's open it up here. You got his instructions. A little bit of backstory and how to use the expansion. Exactly what you're getting here with the starter deck. And the upgrading. This is the same as the other, just for Nathaniel, the boxer. All right, let's get these open up. I already see his mini card. Okay, there you go. And black and white. Let's take a look here at his main card. Of course, he's a Guardian. He has 3 willpower, 2 intellect, 5 combat, and 2 agility. Criminal Warden, when you deal damage as a reaction trigger. When you deal damage to an enemy by an event or a fight ability on an event, deal 1 additional damage, limit once per phase. His Elder Sign effect is +1. If this skill test is successful during an attack, return an event from your discard pile to your hand. Must fight on. He's a 9 and a 6. Still pretty good. Pretty good. I like the 9. 6, you know. Okay, let's take a look at his cards here. We have Randall Cho. Oh, let me show you the back here. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Deck size 30. Guardian cards, neutral cards. So he has Randall Cho, which we just looked at for a second. We have Tommy Malloy and 1 random basic weakness. And then we have a little bit of story, which I'll let you guys read. You'd freeze the frame. The frame that freeze. Randall Cho, Concerned Brother, is a 2-cost asset. We have a willpower, intellect, and a wild. He's an ally medic. Nathaniel Cho deck only. As a free trigger, after Randall Cho enters play, heal 3 damage or search your deck and discard pile for a weapons asset. Play it, paying its cost, and shuffle your deck. He has 1 health and 3 sanity. We have Tommy Malloy, the big weakness, the big butthead. Look at that. He's got 2 combat, he's got 3 agility, 3 hit points, whatever you want to call him. His prey is Nathaniel Cho only, Hunter. When Tommy Malloy would take any amount of damage, reduce that amount of damage by 1. They call him the Big Palooka. The kind Nathaniel calls him Scum. All right. Self-destructive. Revelation, put self-destructive into play in your threat area. Forced, when you deal 1 or more damage to an enemy, take 1 damage. And you get a double action to discard self-destruct. Boxing gloves, 3-cost asset with a combat. You get +1 combat while fighting. As a reaction trigger, after you defeat an enemy, exhaust boxing gloves. Search the top 6 cards of your deck for a spirit event and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Blues. Flesh Ward. We've seen this. 3-cost asset, ritual, uses 4 charges. That's a reaction trigger. When you are dealt damage and or horror from an enemy attack, exhaust Flesh Ward and spend 1 charge. Cancel 1 damage or horror just dealt from that attack. And it has 1 damage and 1 horror. Grete Wagner. Grete. The Purifier. She looks nasty. Can we date? All right, let's see. Ally Hunter. You get +1 combat. As a free trigger, after you defeat an enemy, exhaust Greta Wagner and deal 1 damage to her. Discover 1 clue at your location. She gets 3 damage and 2 sanity with iron and salt with fire and ice. All right, we got a little bit of physical training. It's a 2-cost asset. I'm sorry, missed that one. Grata. We got a 5-cost asset here with an intellect and combat. Personal training, a 2-cost asset with a willpower and a combat. And then, of course, you have your free trigger, which will give you a +1 with the willpower or +1 combat. All right, Relentless, 0-cost asset is a combat and an agility. Reaction trigger, when you deal excess damage to an enemy, exhaust Relentless. Place that excess damage on Relentless. As a free trigger, discard Relentless, gain resources equal to the amount of damage on it. Hey, that's pretty neat. All right, we got Safeguard, 2-cost asset with a willpower. It's as a reaction trigger, after another investigator moves from your location to a connecting location, exhaust Safeguard, move to that location. All right. There we go. There's my ex-wife. A 0-cost event, and she's just trying to choke me. We have a willpower and a combat. Clean them out. Fight. When this action begins, gain 2 resources. Time to tighten some screws. Counterpunch. 0-cost event with a combat and an agility. Fast play after an enemy attacks you, even if that attack was canceled. Fight. This attack targets the attacking enemy. Well, very interesting. So you get that attack, even if you cancel the attack. Well, and here is the cancel attack. Get a 1-cost event with a willpower and an agility. Dodge, tactic, fast. Play when an enemy attacks an investigator at your location. Cancel that attack. We've seen that before, of course. And we have Get Over Here. Get a 2-cost event with a willpower and a combat. Spirit, tactic, engage, fight. Choose a non-elite enemy at your location or a connecting location. Move that enemy to your location, engage it, and attack it. And we got the winner, Glory. It's a 1-cost event with a double intellect. Fast, play after you defeat an enemy, draw 2 cards. Ding, ding, ding. All right, Monster Slayer. Love the art. 0-cost event with a wild. This attack deals +1 damage. You have the 1-2 punch, 2-cost event with a combat. Fight, you get +1 combat for this attack. If you succeed, you may fight the enemy again. You get a +2 combat and deal +1 damage. That's pretty cool. I like that. Looks like Nathaniel's going to get some action. I'm going to have to use him first, I think. 0-cost event, stand together. Spirit, choose another investigator at your location. Both you and the investigator gain 2 resources, and it is a willpower. Okay, one we've seen, Vicious Blow. Practice, if this skill test is successful during an attack, this attack does +1 damage. And as we go with Evidence, with 1 pip, 1 cost, 1 pip event, with a double intellect, fast, play after you defeat an enemy, discover 1 clue at your location, 2 clues instead if you defeated enemies with a combined total of at least 4 printed health this turn. All right, Galvanize, a 2-cost event, 1 pip, got double willpower, fast, play during your turn, ready a guardian asset you control. You may take an additional action during your turn, which can only be used to fight. This is a pretty cool deck. All right, it's a 0-cost counterpunch, 0-cost 2-pip event, got double combat and agility. Get fast play when an enemy attacks you before resolving that attack. Fight. This attack targets the attacking enemy. You get +2 hit combat and deal +1 damage to this attack. We got a little bit more, a double pip, 2-cost double pip, Get Over Here. With the 2 willpower, 1 combat. Fast, play during a free trigger window. Engage, fight, choose a non-elite enemy up to 2 locations away. Move that enemy to your location, engage it, and attack it. All right, we have Lesson Learned. We got a 1-cost 2-pip event. We have a willpower, 2 intellect. Fast, play after you take damage from an enemy attack. Discover 2 clues at your location. And we have Mano a Mano, 0-cost 2-pip event with a willpower and a combat. Play only as your first action. Deal 2 damage to an enemy engaged with you. This action does not provoke attack of opportunity. Very cool. That's some nice stuff. Of course, he has overpower with a 2-pip skill. Triple combat. 1 max committed per skill test. If this test is successful, draw 1 card. 2 cards if it succeeds by 2 or more. For those, we have a bit better boxing gloves. Got 2 cost 3-pip. Got double combat. You get +2 while fighting. As a reaction trigger, after you defeat an enemy, exhaust boxing gloves. Search up the top 9 cards of your deck for a spirit event added to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Beefed up Gritty, Wagner. Get a 5-cost 3-pip. Get a combat, an intellect, and a wild. You get +1 combat, +1 intellect. As a reaction trigger, after you defeat an enemy, exhaust Gritty Wagner. Deal 1 damage to her. Discover 1 clue at your location or a connecting location. And she's a 4/2 here. Ah, my favorite. Dynamite. Got a 4-cost 3-pip. We got 2 intellect, 2 combat. Oh, I love Dynamite. Fast. Play in any free trigger window. Choose either your location or a connecting location. Deal 3 damage to each enemy and investigator at the chosen location. Of course, it's not fun when you set it off in your location, but I've had great success setting it off in the connecting location. Taunt, we've seen this before. Let's see, it's an upgrade, 1-cost 3-pip. We got double willpower. We have combat and agility. Fast, play during any free trigger window. Engage any number of enemies at your location. For each enemy you engage this way, deal 1 damage and draw 1 card. Hey, that's pretty neat. And we got a upgraded physical training, 2-cost 4-pip. You get double willpower and double combat. This uses 2 resources. Replenish these resources at the start of each round. As a free trigger, spend 1 resource from your resource pool for physical training. You get +1. You get +1 willpower or +1 combat for this test. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And the 1-2 punch upgraded. You have 2-cost 5-pip. You have 4 combat. Fight. You automatically succeed and deal 1 damage for this attack. You may fight again. You get +3 combat and deal +2 damage for this attack. That's it. And that's a darn fun deck. That's a kick-em-ass deck. I like it. All right, this is number 2 of 5. So I'll keep recording and I'll be putting these up ASAP. You guys have a great day.